So, is it true that women actually mature a lot faster than men of their same age? This is a question I've battled myself with for a while, and perhaps for some reason the world has made it look like it's a factual statement. I think that got me into a bit of digging just to find out if there's, any realistic backup to the claim, as I put it. The closest I found is just the usual biological understanding of it. Well, women hit puberty faster than men, and that's as much as it goes. Brain-wise, it's claimed that at 24 years of age, every brain has reached its maximum peak of maturity and can establish both the psychological, the physical, and the intellectual potentials of it. And that applies for both genders, men and women. But again, perhaps, maybe it's a truth that has been gotten over it. The other interesting fact that I got from a theory by this prominent guy we used to learn about, Charles Darwin, is that over the years, women have always seemed to prefer older men. But this has nothing to do with the maturity. This is usually because of the older men depicting some sort of potential security for them, potential protection and providence, of course, for the girls, which makes a lot of sense. I mean, if you are going to look up to somebody, then you expect someone who can be able to take care of this. Well, why is this my point of, my topic of interest today? When I was on campus, at first year, I was not able to date most of my first year mates because half the time the freshers, as we called them then, always desired to be dated by older men, rather older students, or maybe even older men rather, yeah. So you'd find your fresher, someone you're really crushing on, going out with a more established guy, better apartment, better hostel, maybe some furry carpet on the floor, and then you'd have to wait for your turn to go 2 years up and then wait for another fresher to come so that you could be in that position for you to score the same girl or another girl for that matter. And now over time this got me thinking that perhaps it is true the older men actually attract younger women, or younger women are attracted more to older men. But I have an interesting twist of observation. In my years of living, in my campus life, in my interactions, most of my friends, I've discovered that most of the couples that I have personally known that have stuck together for the longest actually are age mates. Most of them are age mates. You see, you're on campus and then you meet this couple that just falls in love as first years, and boom, 10 years down the line, 20 years, they're married. There's always that interesting compatibility that, according to me, comes with age mateness, for lack of a better word. And I try to affiliate it with a lot of things, but I think this is how I look at it. When I am your age mate, then much as you want to claim that maybe one of us could be maturer than the other, we are operating at the exact wavelength of experiences, exact wavelength of priorities, exact wavelength of, jokes and interpretations. Our life experiences are so much at par, that so much that you do and so much that I do relate at a very leveled up ground. Because nothing wrong with me thinking of a younger woman, or you thinking of an older man, or the other way around, whichever works for you. But at any given point, with quite a significant age gap, you realize priorities change. Someone wants to think investment, another one wants to think vacations. And even with the same priority, say at 30 years, if I am doing a vacation, then I probably want a vacation that gets me off the tight schedules that I have. I want a vacation that gets me off the tight city life. So I want a vacation that gives me calm. But let's say a teenager looking for a vacation would be looking for the exact opposite in the same thing. Yes, so for a teenager, a vacation would be that thing that gives them the exact opposite. an opportunity to party, an opportunity to get busy, get hyped up and all that. And so even with the same priorities, there would still be different objectives to it. Well, this is my point. I have to admit I've seen amazing relationships where the couples are of massive age differences and they work so fine. But I still think there's quite a big chance of relationships working if our age differences are not too big. Because then this means that our experiences, our jokes, our areas of priorities, our perspectives are so same. If I lost my job today, you would understand a lot better, and I don't feel the pressure to have to feel like I am not worthy of you just because I'm not able to meet this and that. There is a lot of accountability that goes into it, and you're able to understand where I am coming from. There's little judgment. There is less superiority and inferiority in that sort of a relationship, because nobody is really on the upper side of it. Most relationships are designed in such a way that you have a superior and an inferior, as opposed to having a partner and a partner, because someone becomes a superior based on the role they play in the relationship. One person is the provider, one person is the financial muscle of the relationship. Then that makes them the decision makers, that makes them the authoritative voice in the relationship. And then the other person maybe submerges into submission, and submission that is not earned, submission that has been forced. So you end up with a relationship that looks outwardly nice for the sake of it, but inwardly it's a struggling one. What I say is, yes, we could look together. People would look together. People would have amazing sexual chemistry. People would have amazing, hangout. It's good to hang around each other. But beyond that, what is there about it? Are you able to discuss things so wide and so far that your jokes, your stupidest moments, and your most aggressive and serious moments are still on the same plate? That is my question. And I think if we can do that, perhaps we'd end up with relationships with less violence, less struggle, less intimidation, less molestations, and all these things. Because once someone knows that they are operating at the same level with another person who's of an equal caliber, then I think respect becomes obvious. But anyway, perspectively put, that is how I look at it. Eshuchi Lumumba. Thanks for watching.